introduce yourself.
My name is Jonathan Wyman. I'm a producer, mixer, and I am producing and mixing the new Signal to Noise record, our second go-around.
Perfect. So you met Coop for the first time, I don't know how many years ago. We'll leave that part out. So you met Coop prior to
A couple years ago.
A couple years ago. Well, you met him prior
I
with
think it was the
another
Kennedy
project.
administration.
Yeah. But yeah, you met him
Yep.
prior. So
Yep.
with Hour Pass
Yep.
and doing that.
And we probably crossed paths before then.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I knew who John was. I've seen him in the Portland area here and there. We never just got a chance to talk or anything. And a lot of my friends in their bands, they all recorded with him, so I knew of him. And back in the day, to be honest, I just didn't have I was in bands where we didn't have any money, so we didn't understand recording well enough yet either. We didn't understand, good recording opposed to, hey, this sounds cool in my basement, you know.
Yeah.
So when I finally got in Hour Pass, I was more, I've already played out quite a few years. I kind of understood the business a little more, so then I knew I wanted a better recording because that's what's out there. In Hour Pass, I was really proud of, and I wanted it to be what I heard in my head, what I knew the band could sound like. That's what I wanted out there, and I knew he was the only guy to go to get
So at
that.
this point, is the technical anniversary date the 18th?
No, we're sort of just taking the whole year as the anniversary of.
So your 10th.
Yeah, it was in January of 10 years ago, so that was what, 2005, that Darren and I decided to make a go. Darren's my business partner. He owns the Halo.
Oh, they've seen him. He's popping.
Okay, great. It was January that we did a project together and pretty much decided, let's try to do this. I was in a commercial studio at the time and wasn't super psyched with how things were going. I knew I needed to branch out and do my own thing. And then we opened up shop in a rental space August, September of 2015. So we're throwing the party just dead in the middle of it. And
Cool.
so.
And you've worked with a lot of people since then. And
Oh yeah.
Cool. So you did Signal's first CD when it was a 3-piece with Ted, Coop, and Austin still. How do you think that went?
I thought it was great, and it was one of those things where, I hadn't heard a lot from, I don't think I got demos or anything.
No.
It was pretty much I didn't
just
quite
explained it to you a little bit.
I didn't quite know what to expect, but it was one of those things that when you're working with a band you've not really heard much, and they set up on the floor and you listen, it can go one of two ways. It can go oh God, what have I gotten myself into? And this is gonna go well, and we definitely wanted to do something pretty fast and pretty raw, and not overthink it, and the way they were doing tracks on the floor was awesome. It sounded great right out of the gate.
Yeah, like we said, Coop from Hour Pass, and he did work with you.
Right.
But it was Austin who at the time was 18 or 19 at the time, so that was his.
And that's really what determines when you're in that situation. That's what determines. It's the biggest thing with a rock band. It's okay, how are the drums gonna go? That's gonna inform sort of how the rest of the record's gonna go. And Austin was just setting them up and knocking them down. I was really, really super impressed, especially 18 years old.
Yeah, his first time recording ever, being in a studio, and he was,
And to a click, he never played to a click before.
And we only did some things to the click. I think some of it we didn't.
No, I think no, we changed. It was 3 of the songs we had to put to a click because we wanted the tempo a little bit different than what we normally do.
Yeah, some things sped up a little bit.
But he never played to a click before. But he nailed it. He was
hammered it out. And Ted Millington, who was in the band at the time, who recorded the CD, that was again his first.
Was that his first time?
It
Wow.
was. Yeah,
wow.
that was his
So-
first time. And he had a blast.
And he loved the experience. Now this time around, 2 years later, again, Coop. Other than Austin now being his second time, but Coop bringing more people.
Yep.
Jimmy.
Yep.
This is your first experience, Dirty Dave as well, and Casey. And I know talking with them, they've been completely, in awe of what's been going on with you. So the difference from that 3-piece and now what it is with the 5-piece, how is that?
I mean, it's bigger and badder. You can't really fake what it sounds like having 2 guitar players in a band, and Jimmy and Dave play differently. They have different sounds. based on the amp choices we did. It, you, even though with Ted we ended up doing a bunch of tracks, you just can't fake it when you've got the interplay of like two actual human beings who play differently and who sound different. And even like in the solos that are traded off, like, are we allowed to give away those secrets?
Absolutely.
Well, there's a you know there's a song where somebody has the first
3 words.
yeah, and Dave's got the first 8 bars, and then you've got the second 8 bars, and it's like you can tell that it's a different solo, it's a different player, just from like even now with like just the raw tracks, and I think you guys were even playing through the same amp, like you can just tell it's a different player. So that's a cool dimension, and having a dedicated bass player, you get to concentrate on.
Which is takes a lot of stress off me, because I can, without having to play, because I'm not a bass player anyway, so when I was playing, I had to compromise one or the other. If I wanted to try to play better bass lines, I'd have to compromise the melody, or vice versa. So not having to play bass anymore, having Casey on board is great, because now I can just sing.
I can imagine that that came into account when you were like figuring out the bass lines, where it's like, oh, this would be cool to do, but I gotta sing.
Yeah, so you're like, oh man, so then it's always, fight of what should you take out.
Yeah.
Should you compromise the bass line for the good melody, or should you settle the melody down so that bass line cuts? I don't have to worry about that anymore, so it's nice.
Yeah, and again, like we said, Casey, that was
he
his
did a
first
great
time.
job, man. That was his first time.
He was very much nervous about the whole thing because it's a very overwhelming experience walking to this place, which the place looks amazing. People will see, video of going through your place, but yeah.
Like I've said
Casey
in other things too, in other interviews we've done, it's not just about obviously the technology and the way the place is cool, but it's the people that make it fun.
Everybody
The
here.
aura and the vibe is there. You're gonna
Yeah.
definitely have a better product.
Darren and Kevin are just good people, dude. When you're trying to record and you're trying to write art, when you're around that kind of environment, it's hard to not do well. It's how do you do crappy when you're in a great mood and you're excited to be there? It's like a vacation.
Yeah, that's the point.
Pure mental vacation. It's wonderful. And then when he's all done doing his magic, we get to hear that back. That's my favorite part, because you realize what you built. You're like, holy, we did that.
Well, and up until now, we're really just, despite the fact that there's a little bit I do to sort of make things fit and sound good, we're really just collecting the raw materials and getting them in order. But it's like the mix, I think, makes a pretty huge difference. That's really like,
See, I'm excited because I know what that process is. Like, I know what to kind of expect from John, and these guys don't, so I can't wait to see their faces.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like a little kid at Christmas.
Jimmy's been here, like he just heard, just the finishing bells and whistles that we did today. So Jimmy,
what he's hearing now is
right.
Like,
but people like Austin and Casey,
right? Austin didn't even hear like the drums after they were all like touched up and like
Austin's heard scratch tracks and his drums.
Yeah, so Austin will be just like dumbfounded.
Who did you hire to do this? 'Cause this isn't my band.
But I think regardless, everybody's gonna have a pretty good reaction to it. I don't think there's gonna be any kind of like, wow. I think everybody's just gonna have.
That's always the fear.
It's always, when you put your art out there, you're always scared. You want to. Obviously, everybody wants everybody to love what they do, but I truly think this CD is definitely gonna kind of punch people in the noggin a little bit. It's definitely
think
bigger.
Second guessing.
Well, I think it's a good thing too. I think it's like if you're not afraid, you're not taking risks. If you're not like. You don't want to be safe with it. You don't want to be like.
You don't want to be comfortable.
It's not, You always want to like. I still 20 years into this professionally. I still like am biting my fingernails when I play the first mix back for people because I don't know how they're going to react to it and it's you take risks.
Is that the tension you refer to sometimes?
Yeah, exactly. you take risks and you if you're not doing that, you're probably not doing the song service. You're probably not doing the best you can with it if you're not trying to push it as far as you can go.
Yeah.
That's half the fun of it too. It's exciting to throw it all out there.
Yeah.
Kind of be naked, so to speak. It's exhilarating.
It's fun.
Talking about being naked, we're sitting on the couch. It's just,
You know, you guys look great together though.
It's nice lighting.
You know,
hey guys, I'm not getting paid for this. It's not in my contract.
Well, so John, with that, you know, also saying that it's your guys' 10th anniversary, you guys also just released the Facebook page
Yep.
for the studio.
Yep, we had not done that in any sort of organized fashion. We launched a Facebook page. We're going to be launching momentarily a newly revamped website. That's, you know, it's just this clean, beautiful, quick snapshot of what the joint looks like.
Well, it's good that people get to see what's going on here because more people should see it because it's amazing. So
Well, thank you.
So we'll definitely throw up the link of your
Great,
Facebook so
great,
people
thank
can
you,
see
yeah.
what you're doing and see
Yeah.
what this place looks like so that you can get
Great. That's great.
that recognition because you deserve it. So
And they can check out Darren's wall.
Darren's wall that he's been working on daily.
Is that
so.
is that on the Facebook page?
I don't.
yet?
It's not. He's
No, it's
gotta-
not on the Facebook page. I feel like it should be. I'm just
Yeah.
saying it's a great looking wall.
We'll get
It
there.
is.
Yep.
All right, John. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
So we'll be back tomorrow,
Tomorrow.
to just kind of listen through and
Yeah, it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We he does 2 songs at a time. We listen and any little tweaks or anything we feel like we have to do done, and then it goes off to Gateway.
cool with Adam Ayan, which
He's the man,
pretty damn fun.
and it helps that John and him know each other, and
Yeah, Adam and I have been making records together for almost 15 years now.
what's great is my last experience with Adam. It's great because Adam already knows John, so he knows how John records.
Yeah.
They have a rapport, so it's an instant. Oh, I totally know what to do. And
Yeah, Adam Ayan with Gateways, one-time Grammy Award-winning, three-time
Three-
Latin Grammy Award-winning.
Yep,
something to
I
that
think that's
effect.
I think that's about right.
I
Yep.
think that is the credentials. Hopefully I got that right. If not, I'll fix it and put it on the screen.
Retracted.
he's insanely talented. How
Yeah,
about that? That's all
the
you
guy-
really need to.
And then, I mean, that'll be fun to go there again. I didn't get to go there the first time, so
I love
I'm
it.
excited to be
I
there.
have been there multiple times, and every time it's like the first time.
It's
Like,
totally
I just
fun.
Find
I
myself
still-
staring at those platinum
Yeah.
records. Just
Yeah, and you can't really describe it to people who haven't been there.
No, you can't.
It's like the walls are wallpapered with platinum. It's just
That's-
like that.
that's-
it's literally for me. I don't know about you, but my childhood.
Yep.
I'm just like, I remember buying that album. I remember buying. Oh my God, I remember I was doing that album. And to know it all was mastered out of that. It's overwhelming actually. For a musician, it's the most awe-inspiring place to be.
On a personal standpoint, I'm excited because, like I said,
Music fan in general, going in there is
It's great, and they're
Whew.
great people.
They're phenomenal people.
I say it was probably like 8 months ago, but I sat in for a record that I produced, and the band was from Toronto, so they weren't able to attend, but they were like, hey, will you go hang out? And I did, and it's great. It's always great. It's a great way to kill an afternoon. You sit in the back and drink
Take it all
coffee.
in.
I just sit and drink coffee and read magazines.
they have a pool table.
Yep.
Pretty
Can't
cool.
go wrong there.
I do drink coffee every time I'm there.
Yep.
Even if I don't want coffee.
Sometimes I drink too much coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll be like constantly, I'll get that like,
I just had 9 cups of coffee for no reason.
Gee, Adam, I think everything sounds a little slow. Like, we better speed it up.
Perfect. All right, guys. So we'll see everybody tomorrow.
Cool.
And listen.
Absolutely.
Good work.